Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Mauh here with another video on the fly. This is going to be the second video in my Vampire Diary Chronicles series where I sort of, go into a little bit of my experience with the spirit of the vampire, and where I also will use my tarot deck, which is the Tarot of Vampyres. And it's getting a little bit late now, so the lighting is not as strong, but I really felt like I wanted to get into a little bit of the vampire spirit today with you guys. I really felt like I wanted to make a video, and seeing as how the sun's going down, and I don't want to use my ring light for a video like this. It's a very comfortable it's a very comfortable video. It's almost like I almost want to treat these videos as if I am talking to a diary. So if you feel like I'm kind of like not really in touch with the camera and with how I'm feeling, I actually feel like this is going to be a sort of like therapy for me, where I'm going to be able to kind of go over what thoughts are coming to my mind in regards to vampire experiences that I've had, and really just delving into my own soul and spirit. And hopefully if you like vampires, this will be interesting for you. I've often looked for vampire channels on YouTube to see if anyone's really talking about the spirit of the vampire, but I feel like it's a very hush-hush topic, and I don't really feel like there's very many people like me who want to kind of express what kind of vampire experiences they've had. So let's just pick a card here. I have the Four of Knives. Four of Knives. So I'm going to take out the Phasmagoria vampire book that comes with the deck. So the Four of Knives would also be like the sword suit, I guess. So it would be like another air suit. I don't know why I'm saying another air suit, but we have almost like a stone angel statue with like a woman. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Interview with the Vampire, where Louis steps into the forest, where he's gonna choose if he wants immortality or not from Lestat, and Louis sees this like stone angel beside him, and then after the process starts taking a hold of him, where he starts to become a vampire, he opens his eyes into a new life that he's now in, and he sees the stone statue angel blinking her eyes and looking left and right and just alive. And I think that's just like a symbol of what it's like to look through a vampire's eyes, where you see things that mortals do not see. And I really do feel like there's a lot of validity to people's experiences, and I just feel like I have a lot of experiences with vampires that I just want to kind of talk about myself. So let's go into the Four of Knives card that I drew and see what the book has to say about that. Okay. So my name is Mauh. If you're new to my channel, this is just kind of my one of my on the fly videos. So the Four of Knives. The alchemy is Jupiter in Libra, Mercury. My God, guys, I'm having trouble today. Mercy, which is in brackets Chesed of air, structure or intellectual consciousness. And the kindred spirits are Levea and Keliel. I don't know who they are. So the essence of the Four of Knives is this: the structure of thought, rest, recuperation, a sanctuary, gaining a firm foundation in order to pause for reflection, inner stillness, and mental equilibrium, prayer, meditation, or spiritual cleansing, expansion of the mind, tolerance, social harmony, and justice, abundance gathered after a difficult situation. And the message of the Four of Knives that I'm holding here is this. The Four of Knives signifies that we are resting to clear the mind after a stressful, disorderly, or confusing situation. It is a time of healing and recuperation when we can take a break and step back from an intense experience. We have been overtaxing ourselves and now need to stabilize and recover. This is the perfect time to consolidate our inner resources and reevaluate our agenda. It is time to step back from a situation or our duties, take time to think, and engage in gentle soul searching. In a reading, this card often appears when we have been working too hard or feel emotionally drained. It urges us to find the time to rest and allow our minds to be still. The Four of Knives can be an omen, warning us that unless we take time to recharge our energy, we'll be forced to retire from work or from a situation. Perhaps we have been exerting our mind, emotions, or body and must find peace and quiet to regain a firm foundation and a better perspective, or allow the dust to settle. We may soon face a challenge that we are nervous about, and now is the time to gently prepare ourselves and gather inner resources. Sometimes the card is encouraging us to plan new strategies, to examine our motives, or turn the page, or to think sensibly before rushing into something or making an important decision. Our challenge here is to still our mind from distractions, which is difficult but necessary. We must find our inner sanctuary where we can feel stable and protected. Sometimes a sanctuary where we can feel stable. Oh my God. Sometimes the Four of Knives denotes a time of recovery from illness. In general, it refers to a truce. This could relate to relationships between our inner and external needs, a moment of repose, or the result of overcoming sorrow. We can now reestablish our bearings after unsettlement or stress. And so guys, the analysis and symbolism is this. We see a lady who has fled from a vampire. She looks back over her shoulder to be sure the threat has gone, reflecting on her ordeal. She has escaped to the sanctuary of a churchyard where she holds on to a statue for support. The position of her hand against that of the statue symbolizes prayer, which is an important component of this card. The statue is a symbol of our holy guardian angel, or our higher self, which represents a need for us to seek inner sanctuary and guidance. In a reading, this figure could relate to someone in our lives we can turn to for support and comfort. We realize that the blood on the lady's dress is not her own, but that of her oppressor, whom she has defeated. This relates to a need to protect ourselves from the external world and look within. She has been bitten by a vampire, but here this refers to defeating oppression and absorbing its energy, which was previously used against us. This also teaches us that turbulence and obstacles come from within, not from without. The need to still the turmoil of the mind is symbolized by the slaughtered crow. I don't see the slaughtered crow. It's getting so dark in here, guys. It's hard to see the slaughtered crow. But I guess it's that down there, right there. Our minds can be our greatest enemies, causing great anxiety, confusion, and torment. By stilling the storm of our thoughts through relaxation, prayer, or meditation, we release its grasp and reunite with our higher self. The Four of Knives is also related to self-knowledge and a structured belief system that expands from our higher consciousness. A personal focus structured from the unfathomable ocean of the everlasting. The clarity of the ace is regained by containing in it our web of being, our foundation consciousness. The stabilizing influence of Libra is combined with the expanding nature of Jupiter. We become focused by doing nothing and allowing our higher self to work on our behalf. Often this involves a time of waiting patiently for developments and for the expansion of the mind to unfold. Whatever issue seemed hopeless before is now forming into a prosperous conclusion. This card can also represent establishment of rules, beliefs, and foundations, whether in society or on a personal level. And the shadow is this: stress, a need for prayer or sanctuary, mental pressure and physical strain, feeling drained, relentless striving, inner turbulence and mental agitation, juggling too much, exhaustion, ill health, mental breakdown, and exile. So guys, I just want to kind of explain to you, a little bit of my history with the vampire. I don't know if you're going to find it interesting, but hopefully you'll be able to, if you like vampires and you're interested in the vampires like I am, hopefully you can somehow identify with my story. So I'm going to start way back when I started reading the Anne Rice novels. I think I was in my early 20s, and I do remember that at that time I went through a goth period. So when I say a goth period, it's not so much that I was, in contact with the idea of wanting to be a goth per se, but so much the fact that I was just trying to express the mourning that I had inside my heart for how my life had turned out by the time I was in my early 20s. And so fast forward to the soonest memory that I can remember of a vampire. A couple situations are coming to mind. One being the idea that I really, really wanted to see a specific person, and in my mind somehow we had been connected by an eternal connection. And I do remember feeling that I was sensing a lot of different things that I had never sensed before, and really just delving into the realm of the mind. And I actually really identified with the Queen of the Damned, in that I felt like I was damned if I did and I was damned if I didn't. I really felt like all the pressure and all the stress of the world was on me, and that I even had the pressure of being able to, as the Queen of the Damned, have rule over hell and also be the Queen of Heaven. And what that entailed was that, what I could do was I could pray for people who were currently in hell, and because I was the Queen of the Damned, and I had earned my title as the Queen of the Damned by the experiences I had gone through in my life, God would listen to me if I prayed for those people who were in hell, and he would take them out of hell and let them go to heaven. And so that's just one of the experiences that I experienced as I was feeling like the Queen of the Damned. But sorry, my boyfriend called me. So I guess I was looking at this card, and I was seeing the woman in this card, and she looks very young. I can't really identify with the young person on this card, but I can identify with the idea that through a vampire's eyes, all of the things that you experience are new and are filled with life and experience, and so much beauty that you almost lose track of time. So I guess this video is getting kind of long and it's probably not that interesting, but I do feel like I was able to get a little bit off my chest. I'm sure I didn't say very much that maybe you could resonate with, but I guess what I just want to say, that when I felt like I was the Queen of the Damned, I did feel like I was a vampire, and not the same kind of vampire that, you would see in the Anne Rice movies, in the sense that I sleep in a coffin and I can't be out in the sun, but more of the fact that I was seeking refuge. I was seeking refuge like this girl in the card, and like that statue that she's holding on to in the forest, the stone statue there, the angel one. I almost felt like I was alone in the world as well, even though I have a lot of people that love me. At that point, when I started experiencing my eyes opening and all my senses opening to the things around me, seeing things through my eyes that I had never seen before, hearing things that I had never heard before, all my senses being revived afresh. It almost brings me to this picture, the Four of Knives, where it was like, I know this is a tarot card, and the fact that it's a tarot card is kind of throwing me off, but it's very much that idea where, just like when Lestat brought Louis into the vampire lifestyle and life, I should say, instead of lifestyle, but mostly just the life and the lifestyle. You know, Lestat was Louis's teacher, and Louis always longed for a different teacher. And I guess I'll go back to that person that I felt like I was connected with. I really feel like that was my teacher at the time, and I can go into that a little bit more maybe in another Vampire Chronicle diary video. But I really feel like I got stuck with a bad teacher, kind of like Louis with Lestat, where I was like, is this how I'm gonna find out about what it's like to be a spiritual vampire? So anyways, guys, I'm sure this is a little bit of a weird video for you, and it's just a little bit, like I said, of a diary of my own experience with vampires and the spirits of the vampires, even though the actual vampire itself is a fictional thing. I really do connect with the spirit of the vampire, and if you do too, comment down below. Hopefully, you know, you don't hate this video. I don't hate it. I'm happy I was able to make it, and hopefully for those of you who kind of feel like me, where you're looking for something to connect with on YouTube that is somewhat vampiric, I hope this kind of gave you an insight. Maybe you feel this way as well sometimes, where you feel like your senses are all being opened and you're really seeing things like as if you were a vampire, and you were seeing things through greater senses and greater capabilities. So guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. And I hope you're looking forward to more videos like this, because I do feel like I am going to continue to make them. Maybe not so frequently, but who knows. All right, guys. Blessed be. Bye.